You know, a lot of commentators said after there were very few upsets on the first round of the tournament that there would be some epic matchups for the weekend, and there would be some awesome games on the weekend. And man, that was right. We started with Wisconsin's upset of Villanova. We had Purdue versus Iowa State, which was an awesome game. Northwestern almost making a 20-point comeback against Gonzaga. Michigan versus Louisville. Of course, Baylor, Carolina, and Oregon all getting tested until the last minute. St. Mary's and Wichita State with some really nice showings. And then ending the weekend with the South Carolina upset versus Duke. I must say, I said South Carolina sucks earlier in one of my videos, and I stand corrected. They scored over 60 points. I think it was 65 points in the second half against Duke. An amazing performance right there by the Gamecocks. Congratulations to Jason Heinritz for being our second round leader and winning $200 already. Jason has 52 points so far in the pool. In second place with 51 points, we have Travis Lewis, and Travis takes home $150 for the second round leader bonus, coming in second place. Rounding out our Elite Eight right now with 50 points, we have Dane Espigard, Buddy Boyd, Phil Bolander, Celestino Rosa, Joe Shoup, Justin Donald, and yes, Phoebe Cassetta, the top chick so far in the pool. We have here today with us, we have Phoebe with us today as a guest interview to be able to offer some insights on how any of you could become so illustrious at choosing games in the NCAA tournament. So, welcome, Phoebe. First of all, how did you make your picks this year?
Well, I make my pick based on the probability of winning listed on the website. And I just pick the one in favor, big favor. And for those like a toss-up, I just pick them based on the reputation I know them in the past.
Okay, so there's a website you went on that showed you the odds of each game, and if it was a big favorite, you just took the big favorite, and there were no major upsets early, so that strategy worked. And with the toss-up games, just real good guesses, I guess, huh?
Yeah, lady luck.
Now, why'd you take Gonzaga to win the championship this year?
Gonzaga? Well, that's the only game I have seen that in person this year. And also, Gonzaga, I like the hat, especially Kiana likes the hat. Bulldog.
And in UCLA to reach the final, why'd you take them?
Well, I want Kiana go to UCLA for college. So then I like the school, so that's why I picked.
All right, that sounds good. Now, have you ever heard of the RPI?
RPI? Is that like a school? Did they make to the tournament?
That is a school, yes,
really?
But no, they did not make the tournament. And how about Ken Pom? Have you heard of Ken Pom?
Ken Pom. I heard about Pom Pom, the cheerleader wave.
And what's Gonzaga's mascot?
Bulldog.
Yes,
right?
You got that right. Nice job, nice job. Thank you, Phoebe, for being for today, or I guess interview for today. We appreciate it. Just 2 points out of first place, by the way. Just 2 points out of first place with 48 points. We have Kyle Steinfeld. We have Chris Naku. We have two-time champion Mike Schmidt as well as someone named Secret Weapon, who I failed to double-check whose name that is. Also with 1 point on page one of the standings, you'll find people like Michael Cassetta, who got 12 out of the Sweet 16 correct, tied for the most with some of the people I've mentioned before. Dave Powders, Victor Paredes, Robert Gonzalez, Tom Skowski, two-time pool champion Chris Heigl, and also vying for top chick honors, people like Jean Powell, Casey Sanders, Celia Ane, Rachel Dowd, all on page one of the standings with some others. As we descend down into the cellar of the pool standings, we find the people who could not even muster up 40 points so far. Don Hill with 39 points, Michael Belikov, Drew Cathy, and Kyle Smith. We also, with 38 points, find Joe Duca, Gavin Brontoli, and Daniel Reader, the last year's champion, who has crashed back to earth this year with Villanova's early exit. With 37 points, we find Paulette Britton, Mike Dowd, Brian Winans, who once again is not winning anything, Brooke Espegard, who moved up substantially with a fine weekend showing, and Jennifer Donald, who also moved up with 10 out of the Sweet 16 picked correctly, more than most of us in the pool, including myself. With 36 points, Brett Legenza and former champion Kathleen Woods. And then we reached the bottom 3 with 34 points, Jake Donald. 32 points, Holly Cooper. And 31 points, the caboose in last place, newcomer Scott Graham. Thank you, Skowski, for inviting people like Scott to make a $50 donation to our pool. Scott and Holly are duking it out right now to see who will come in last place and have to pay double to enter next year. And I think the Oregon-Kansas game might be the deciding factor, as Scott has Oregon and Holly has Kansas, and both of them have not much else right now going. Only 2 people have their entire Final Four still intact. Jason Heinritz, who has Gonzaga over Kentucky in the championship game, and also has Wisconsin and Oregon in the Final Four, the Ducks. And Brooke Espegard, who has Kansas over Gonzaga in the final game, a very fine pick. Also has Butler and South Carolina in the Final Four. 5 suckers have lost both their champion and their runner-up. Yes, Jacob Kinnamore, a former champion, Tanya Duca, Don Hill, Mike Dowd, and Holly Cooper. They have all lost both their champion and their runner-up. Hey, there's going to be some great matchups on Thursday and Friday. In the Midwest region, we've got Michigan versus Oregon. We've got Kansas versus Purdue happening on Thursday. In the West region on Thursday, I will be there in person in San Jose at the Sharks Arena. We have Gonzaga versus West Virginia, and then we have Xavier versus Arizona. Should be some awesome games right there. On Friday in the East region, we have Baylor versus South Carolina and Wisconsin versus Florida. And then in the epic South region, we have an interesting matchup with Butler versus North Carolina. And then we have an epic matchup with UCLA versus Kentucky. Enjoy the week, everyone. I'll be back on Friday night with another video updating you on the pool standings.